Hello, if you are just tuning in, this is video number 3 of my series on the basics of Google Sheets, and we are in the midst of building our 2025 trip planner so that we can record all the information that we need to and plan our trip really well. So in the last video, we did a couple different things. We styled our column headers, so all of these, we made them bold. We also made the text wrap like this so that they're not too wide. And then we also froze the top row and the top 3 columns, and that way we can scroll around and not worry about not knowing what's in each column and what's in each row. So that's pretty handy. So now we've got to do a couple other things. We want to remember that this is a tool that we're using that's going to help us plan our trip. So we're always going to think about a couple different things, like the information that we're going to be putting in to the spreadsheet, what we want to do with that information, and then how do we need the information to look. And for this, we're the ones that are going to look at our spreadsheet. Now, we may be making a spreadsheet for somebody else, and then if that's the case, we want to consider, of course, what do they want to see or what do they expect to see from a spreadsheet. But this is for us, and so we want to think about things kind of from a logical fashion. So right now, the only thing we did in terms of like modification of text size is here, we made our header size 12. We left everything else the same, and so the basic one is 10. So it starts with a standard size 10. Some people like a 10. I don't really like a 10. I'd like everything to be bigger. Now, I could do a couple different things. I could just like highlight the information that I want to be bigger. But then if I make the regular text larger, then pretty soon it's going to be, well, in 2 clicks, it'll be as big as the header text. I want to keep the header text bigger than the regular text. So what I'll do instead is increase all of the text size by the same increment. And that way, whatever text is already bigger will stay bigger, and whatever text is smaller will stay smaller. Everything will increase relative to everything else. So all I have to do to select the entire sheet, like everything in the sheet, right over here I've got column A. I've got the A for A. I've got the 1 for row 1. Above that, I've got this little no man's land little box. And if I click that, that highlights the whole sheet. So now the entire sheet is highlighted, and so I can come over here and click the plus sign, and that's going to make everything bigger. So now 13 and 14 and 15. So this looks a little bit bigger for me. I kind of like this a lot better. So now I've got a size 15 for my headers, and then a size, let's see, I guess 15 for everything. So it did make them all the same. So let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and select row 1 by just clicking on the 1. I want to keep these bigger. So let's go like that. Good. So I've got everything. You know what? I'm going to make them even bigger. I want to make them, let's say, size 20. There we go. All right. Now I've made my headers size 20. My regular text is size 15. But now I see I've got a problem. So I've got these like traveled. I want everything to look nice. Yes, I'm the only one that's looking at it, but I still want it to look nice for myself. So I need to make some edits to the width of these columns. Like column D is not wide enough. Column H, column I, column L, they're not wide enough. I want the whole word to be included. So there's a few things that I can do. I could just come over here and click on D1 and then click the minus and just make that text smaller. I could do that, but then now this text looks smaller than this text and it just looks kind of weird. So I really don't want to do that. So instead, what I'll do is adjust the column width. All I have to do that is go ahead and click on the column, click on the D, and that highlights the whole column, and then carefully hover over the right side. And then notice I get this back and forth arrow here. And so once I have the back and forth arrow, if I click on with my mouse or the left side of my little pad there on my laptop, then I can move the right side of my column and make it a little bit wider. So I went ahead and did D. I'm going to go over here to H rather. I'm going to click on H. I'm going to go over here until I see my back and forth arrow. I'm going to hold down my mouse left key and then make lodging bigger. And I'll do the same thing for I. So we'll go ahead and do this. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing for L. So there we go. Now I've got all this done. Now notice also that miles traveled, I've got a lot of space now between the edges of the column and the letters. So what I can do is I can also very, very quickly size the column to match what's in the column. So what I have to do here is hover over, I don't even have to click on the column, just hover over the border of the column, the right side border of the column that I want to auto size. So I'm going to hover over right here between D and E, and then I'm going to double click. And when I do that, double click really fast, then it auto sizes to whatever is in D. So I can double click here, and I can double click in a lot of different spaces, and I can kind of size these exactly as they should be based on what's in them. Now, notice that I just double clicked and I changed the width of L. Well, L's width is based on the value in it, which is activity. But if I'm going to type in the name of an activity like going to Disney World or driving from or flying from Fort Worth to Seattle, like I will type that in here, I'll say flying from Fort Worth to Seattle. Well, now obviously this text here is far longer than the column, so I could double click it, and now I've got a very wide column, but maybe this is even too wide. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's probably about right. I don't want it to be super wide because you could feasibly have data, so much data in a column that if you were to double click and make it wide, you would literally make it as wide as your screen. Then you wouldn't be able to do anything with your spreadsheet. So one of the remedies for this is to figure out like how wide is wide enough. Like probably this is about wide enough. I don't want to get much wider. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight all of L, and then kind of like I did for the wrap on my headers, I've highlighted all of column L, and I'm going to go over here to Format, Wrapping, Wrap. So now it's going to wrap my text. Let me just make L a little bit smaller so you can see it's going to wrap the text. So now it's going to stay kind of wide, but there's a limit to how wide it's going to be, and so it's going to wrap the text whenever I get wider than what this is right here. Now, some columns I know aren't going to be that wide, like miles traveled, that's going to be just a number. Travel mode, I probably need to make this wider because, driving, whatever words I type in may be a little bit different. So some of these I'm going to have to adjust as I go, but I just want to make sure that everything ultimately is going to be fairly consistent. Now, one thing that I also notice here, I will know this is in 2026. So there really isn't a need to display 2026 right here. So what I'm going to do is change the format of how the date looks so that anytime I type in a date onto column A, it's not going to have the 2026. It'll just say 6, 7, or maybe even like June 1st or June 2nd, something that looks a little bit nicer. So to do that, all I have to do is highlight all of column A, and here I want to format this data. So what I need to do when this is highlighted is go up to Format, and then a date is a type of a number. So I'm going to just go down here to number and just hover over that, and I get a bunch of different things. Carefully, I'm going to go over. Automatic is like what it defaults to. Plain text means that literally it's not going to be calculated at all. Like the numbers will act like letters. What I want to do is go down here to, I could go to date, but this is basically how it's formatted anyways. I could go to date and time, but I don't really care about the time. But I could go to custom date and time. So I'm going to go all the way down here to custom date and time and click that. And this gives me some options of what I want to do. And if I scroll down a little bit, I'm going to click on the example of what I want. So where it says August 5, in fact, let me just go ahead and do Aug 5 right here. I'll click on that and then click Apply. And so it's going to change everything to that format. Now, the example said August. That was just an example, like what it would look like based on the data that's in my own column. So now this is how this is going to be. So now when I type in any date, it's not going to have that date where it says 2026. It's not even going to have a number for the month. It will be exactly like this. So we've done some formatting. We've done some column formatting. We've kind of figured out how to make sure that things are the right way. And I noticed here miles traveled is still 18. I forgot to make it bigger. So I want D to have the same styling as E. There's a lot of different ways I can do it, but I'm going to use a little trick here. I'm going to use the format painter. So I've clicked on E1. This is the format that I want, which is a size 20 font. And I want to apply this formatting to D1. So I've clicked on E1, which is the format that I want. I'm going to click on this format or this paint format tool. I'm going to click here. And notice how they've got these dotted lines. That means that this is copied. So now if I click on D, it's going to adopt that formatting that was in E. And of course now I'm a little bit too big, so I'm going to just grab my little column, make it just the right size. So there we go. So now I've got my headers all look right. I've got my dates done just right. So this is starting to look good. So now when I start to put information in it, hopefully it'll be readable, it'll be a nice trip planner, and it'll help me make sure that my trip is the best trip possible. So stay tuned for the next video while we fill this out, add a little bit more styling, and then eventually do some calculations.